Hello, this is Ian with DC Digital, and today we're going to be showcasing our DC-10T-DN-Hand battery-operated, sensor-activated hand washing countdown timer. This is one of our standard units, and what it's typically used for is to be utilized in bathrooms, and it allows the user to count down from a preset time. Usually it defaults to 20 seconds, but usually what they do is they wave their hand in front of the area sensor, and then they wash their hands for a preset time. And once the timer reaches 0, they can then dry off their hands. And it is a sink and wall mountable with holes in the back of the enclosure, but it can be picked up and used in any other bathroom. So in other words, it is portable, and that it could be used in any bathrooms or any kind of recreational facility, or even in clean rooms and whatnot, or operation rooms. So how it works is the user unscrews the screws on each of the 4 corners, and then the user turns on the battery, which is inside of the IP-66 rated NEMA enclosure, and then they set the countdown through the use of our dip switches, and then the user waves their hand in front of the area sensor to count down the timer. So now I'm going to showcase how users are meant to get into the board. First things first, we have to unscrew the screwdrivers, and we do this with a Phillips screwdriver. I already have the other 2 screwdrivers on one side unscrewed, so we just need to unscrew the last 2 right here. Okay, so now we have both of these screws on the right hand side unscrewed, and we're just going to remove the lid and place it down here on the left hand side. And as you can see, we have our battery, we have the LED switch digits, and we have our dip switch, which can be located on top of the board, and we have our area sensor here that can detect anything that you put in front of it. It can detect your hand, it can detect any other object, and that commences the countdown timer. So I'm just going to flip the switch on the battery right here, and that turns on the unit. And as you can see right here, we have our dip switches, which allows us to set the countdown timer to count down from. So we can read off our dip switch time setting label right here, and if we switch it to switch 1, it'll count down at 4 minutes. Switching it to switch 2 allows the unit to count down at 2 minutes. Switching it to 3 counts down from 1 minute. Switching it to 4 counts down from 30 seconds. Switching it to 5 counts down at 15 seconds. And switching it to 6 counts down to 5 seconds. So we want to switch this thing to count down at 30 seconds, and we currently have it switched to 5. So we're going to turn off the switch by utilizing our flathead screwdriver right here. I'm going to push down on switch 5 to switch it off. So now we're just going to flip the 4th switch, and then we're going to switch that on. So as you can see, I was able to switch the 4th switch on. So now that we have that 4th switch on, we can wave our hand in front of the area sensor to start the countdown timer. And now we can just wait and we just wash our hands and get all the germs and gunk out of our hands. And we do this for 30 seconds. So we're just going to wait until it reaches 0. So as you can see, the end of period alarm goes off, and then we can wave our hand after 5 seconds have gone by, again in front of the area sensor, to restart the countdown timer. And one thing I'd like to talk about our dip switch is that if you flip more than 1 switch at a time, it will add to the total countdown. So in other words, if I flip, let's say 5 and 15, you would be adding a total of 20 seconds to count down from. You can read on the front cover that it takes 20 seconds for someone to wash their hands, and in between 2 to 6 minutes for a surgery scrub. So quickly going over the hardware aspect of this model, it is an IP-66 polycarbonate NEMA enclosure with transparent lenses that is waterproof, as I have stated before. The display size is 1 inch that can be viewed up to a total of 25 feet away. The number of digits that it has is 3 digits that can count down from any combination of I can count down from a combination of 4, 2, and 1 minute, and 30, 15, and 5 seconds via our dip switches that can be located on the inside at the top of the board. Its power type is a 12-volt ion rechargeable battery that operates for 3 months after the battery has been charged for 24 hours. And lastly, for mounting, it is sink and wall mountable holes that could be located on each side of the back of the enclosure, but it is portable and it can be essentially picked up and moved to another area throughout your facility. So again, this is Ian with DC Digital, demonstrating our DC-10T-DN-Hand battery operated, sensor activated hand washing countdown timer. Thanks for watching.